don't you have complete recall of an event that impacted your life? I mean, let's say one of your kids was horribly sick and you had to suddenly take them to the hospital. Don't you remember everything about that day? What they were wearing, what you were wearing, how you bundled them, how, you know, what the weather was like, who the people were that met you at the hospital. I mean, those recalls come back, and if you really focus on it, if somebody said, what did it smell like? How cold was it that day? It would come back just like that because it's so important to you. And so things like this, I mean, I remember everything about those Hercules aircraft and about the people themselves, how wonderful they were with me and with my family, and how gracious they were about explaining everything, how it made me feel so confident and comfortable. They were used to dealing with grief and panic, and they did so with such graciousness. I mean, they were really I want to say well trained, but I think they were the kind of people. I don't think you go into search and rescue if you don't have a real sense of love for your fellow man. I think it's an exceptional group of people that do this. And years later, I was signing books in Ottawa, and a very fine man came up to me with a great big album, and he put it down in front of me. And, you know, I've seen a lot of things in these groups of people, you know, and I thought, what's this? And he opened the album and he said, I'd like you to sign your name right here. And there, he was the captain of the Hercules, and he had the date, it was his aircraft log, and it was the date of the rescue. And he asked me to sign that. And I got up and I hugged him. And people in the lineup were crying. He'd been saying, I was the guy, right? And I mean, things like that just fill me right up. I mean, what a great world this is.